Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Radiant After 60 with Diana Ashton. I'm so glad you're here today. I need to tell you something that my doctor said to me about a year ago. And honestly, when she said it, I just about fell out of my chair. After taking the same supplement for 20 years, she looked me straight in the eye and said, "Diana, I need you to stop taking calcium supplements today." I remember sitting there thinking, what? Stop? What do you mean stop? This is the one thing I'm actually doing right for my bones. The one consistent thing. And then she showed me the research. She pulled up study after study on her computer, and I'm going to show you exactly what she showed me, because what I learned has completely changed how I think about calcium, heart health, and what it really means to age well. This changes everything. And I'm going to start with the number that made me gasp. Here's what the research actually says, and I want you to really hear this number. A study from the British Medical Journal followed 24,000 people for 11 years. 11 years of data. That's not a small study. That's not preliminary research. And they found that people taking calcium supplements had a 139% higher risk of heart attack. 139% higher. Let me say that again because this number matters. It matters for your life. If you're taking calcium pills, your risk of heart attack goes up by 139% compared to people who get their calcium from food. I literally had to read that 3 times when my doctor showed it to me. I've been taking these supplements since I was 43 years old. 43. That means for 20 years, thinking I was protecting my bones, I was actually putting my heart at risk every single day. And it wasn't just one study. I asked my doctor about that immediately. Because in medicine, one study can be a fluke, right? But she showed me Johns Hopkins. Johns Hopkins looked at the same issue and found that people taking calcium supplements had significantly more arterial calcification. That means calcium was literally building up in their arteries like cement in a pipe. Layers of it, hardening, calcifying. And that's when my heart attack risk suddenly made complete sense. But here's the thing that nobody was explaining to me. And this is the question I asked my doctor immediately. Why? Why would calcium supplements be dangerous when calcium is something we actually need? That's when the real science started to make sense, and my doctor walked me through it step by step. When you swallow a calcium pill, your body gets hit with a massive dose all at once. We're talking about 600 milligrams flooding into your bloodstream in one concentrated shot. 600 milligrams. That's a huge amount. Your bones can't absorb that much calcium that fast. The system is not designed for that. It's too much for your skeleton to take in all at once. So where does the extra calcium go? It gets deposited in your arteries. It hardens there. It builds up layer by layer. It calcifies. And over years, over decades of taking these pills daily, this is how arteries get blocked. This is how a heart attack happens. This is actually how. But here's the beautiful part, and this is what made me change everything. When you get calcium from food, something completely different happens. Something elegant. The calcium enters your bloodstream slowly, gradually, over time. Your bones have time to actually absorb it, to use it, to incorporate it into your bone structure where it belongs. No excess. No calcium floating around in your blood looking for a place to deposit. No arterial calcification. No hardening. No blockage. It's elegant. It's exactly how our bodies are designed to work when we eat the way our ancestors did. Think of it this way, because my doctor used this analogy with me and I've never forgotten it. Imagine a garden hose. A pill is like turning that hose on full blast and dumping 600 gallons in 5 seconds. Your garden can't absorb that. It floods, it runs off, it goes places you don't want it. It's destructive. But food calcium is like a gentle soaker hose. It releases water slowly throughout the day, gradually. Your plants can actually use every drop. That's the difference. That's the biological difference between a supplement and real food. So my doctor said, Diana, you need to stop taking the pills. You need to get your calcium from food instead. And I thought, okay, I'm listening, but how am I going to get 1,200 milligrams of calcium a day from food? That sounds like a lot. That sounds like I'd be eating nothing but salad. But then she gave me a list. She gave me specific foods with specific amounts. And I want to give you this same list because these are the foods that completely solve this problem for me. These 5 foods changed my life. Number 1, kale. 1 cup of cooked kale gives you 180 milligrams of calcium. 1 cup. That's a reasonable portion. And here's the thing that's going to matter in just a moment, and this is the game changer. Kale also contains vitamin K2. I'm going to tell you about vitamin K2 in just a moment, and you're going to understand why this matters so much. You'll understand why kale is not just calcium. You'll understand why this relationship between these 2 nutrients is the secret to the whole thing. Number 2, sardines. A 3.5-ounce can of sardines, which you can buy for about $1, has 350 milligrams of calcium, plus vitamin D for calcium absorption, plus omega-3 fatty acids for your heart, plus other minerals. This is not just calcium. This is a complete nutrient package. This is what nature designed to protect your bones and protect your heart at the same time. Number 3, broccoli. 1 cup of cooked broccoli gives you 60 milligrams of calcium. And this is important, and I want you to really understand this part. When you eat calcium from broccoli, your body absorbs nearly 100% of it. 100%. Compare that to calcium supplements where your body absorbs only about 20 to 30% of what you're paying for. 20 to 30%. You're literally throwing away 70 to 80% of a $30 supplement bottle. You're getting more usable calcium from less broccoli than you would from a 300-pill bottle of supplements. Number 4, white beans. 1 cup of cooked white beans gives you 80 milligrams of calcium, plus fiber, plus plant-based protein, plus other minerals your bones need and that supplements don't include. 1 cup of beans. Number 5, dried figs. A 1/4 cup of dried figs gives you 135 milligrams of calcium. Plus, they're absolutely delicious. I keep them in my desk drawer. I eat them as a snack. They're medicine disguised as a treat. So let me do the math for you because this was the thing that convinced me this actually works. If I eat 1 cup of kale, 1 can of sardines, 1 cup of broccoli, 1 cup of white beans, and a 1/4 cup of figs in a day, I'm getting roughly 800 milligrams of calcium from those foods alone. 800. That's not even counting yogurt or cheese or any other dairy. Add a cup of yogurt, which has about 300 milligrams of calcium, and I'm at 1,100 milligrams. I'm right at my 1,200 target. I'm there. And here's the part that made me actually commit to this change. Here's the best part. This entire day of food cost me about 50 cents. 50 cents. 1 supplement bottle cost me $30. That's a difference of $30.50 a month. That's $366 a year. More than that, it's $1,200 a year. For less effective calcium that's also hurting your heart. For something that's actually dangerous. But here's the part that really changed my thinking. This is where it gets interesting, and this is what my doctor emphasized to me. My doctor asked me, Diana, do you know what vitamin K2 is? I didn't. I'd heard of vitamin K before, but K2 was new to me. I'd never heard of it. And she explained it like this. She said, calcium is like traffic. It needs direction. It needs to go somewhere. Without direction, it just goes everywhere. Vitamin K2 is the traffic cop. K2 tells calcium, you belong in the bones. Stay out of the arteries. Think about that for a moment. Vitamin K2 is the traffic cop for calcium. That's so clear. That's so simple. Here's what's happening inside your body right now. Every time you get calcium, your body needs to deposit it somewhere. either in your bones where you want it, where it belongs, or in your arteries where you definitely do not want it, where it causes calcification and blockage. Vitamin K2 is what determines which direction that calcium goes. K2 makes that decision. K2 is the director. And here's the thing that absolutely shocked me. Most calcium supplements do not contain any vitamin K2 at all. None. Zero. You're getting calcium with no traffic cop. That's why it ends up in your arteries. That's why you get arterial calcification. That's the mechanism. But when you eat kale, sardines, broccoli, white beans, and figs, you're getting calcium and K2 together, the way nature designed it, the way your body expects it, the way our ancestors ate it. The complete nutrient package, not broken down into individual pills, but whole and complete and together. Let me tell you about one of my favorite foods for this, and it's something I started eating more of after my doctor's conversation. Fermented foods. Fermented foods like sauerkraut and tempeh actually create K2 through the fermentation process. The bacteria creates it. So when I have sardines on a bed of sauerkraut, I'm getting calcium, omega-3 fatty acids, vitamin D, and K2 all in one meal. That is a meal designed by nature to build bones and protect your heart at the same time. Now, I want to talk about something else that matters, and this is about the timing of all this. Because timing actually matters. Your body can only absorb about 500 milligrams of calcium at one time. That's a limit. Your intestines have a capacity. So if you're getting all your calcium in one meal, say 1,200 milligrams at dinner, half of it gets wasted. You're literally not absorbing it. Your body just can't process that much. So the way I restructured my eating is I get calcium throughout the day, spread out. Some at breakfast with yogurt and berries. Some at lunch with a salad that includes kale. Some at dinner with sardines or white beans. Spread throughout the day, small amounts, multiple times, multiple meals. That's how your body actually uses it. That's the rhythm that makes sense biologically. Also, and I want to say this clearly, you need magnesium for calcium absorption, and most people are deficient in magnesium. Most. That was me too. I started paying attention to magnesium sources. Almonds are one of my favorites. A quarter cup of almonds gives you about 100 milligrams of magnesium. Dark chocolate, which I absolutely love, has about 95 milligrams per ounce. Avocado has about 55 milligrams per half. Spinach has about 78 milligrams per cup. Pumpkin seeds. So many sources. So when I plan my meals now, I'm thinking about calcium and magnesium together. I'm thinking about the whole system. This changed everything for me. My energy went up, my digestion improved, my joints felt better, and I felt like I was actually taking care of my heart for the first time in years, instead of unknowingly putting it at risk every morning when I took that pill. But here's something important I need to say. This is important. If you've been taking calcium supplements for years, like I did, you might have calcium deposits in your arteries already. This isn't something to panic about, but it is something to know about. You can get a test called a coronary calcium score. It's a special CT scan. It shows exactly how much calcium has accumulated in your arteries, how much calcification has happened. My doctor recommended I get one, and I did. It's not invasive, it's not painful. It takes about 15 minutes. You lie on a table, the scanner goes around, and then you know exactly where you stand. You know your baseline. If you've been supplementing for years, ask your doctor about getting a coronary calcium score. Know your starting point. Know what you're working with. Here's what I want you to do. Listen to me on this. If you're currently taking calcium supplements, do not stop cold turkey. Your body has become accustomed to them. That's important. Talk to your doctor first. Tell your doctor what you've learned. Show your doctor the British Medical Journal study if you want. Work together with your doctor to transition from pills to food sources slowly. Maybe reduce your supplement dosage by half. Start eating more of the calcium-rich foods I mentioned. Get them in your routine. Then reduce your supplement dosage by half again. Do this over a month or two so your body adjusts gradually. And then you can transition entirely to food sources. Give yourself time. Be kind to your body as it adjusts. You deserve to have bones that are strong and a heart that's healthy. You don't have to choose between them. You shouldn't have to choose. Calcium from food gives you both. Bone strength and heart health, together, the way nature designed it. One last thing, and I want you to think about this. Next week, I'm going to tell you something that your sleep medication might be doing to your brain that your doctor might not have mentioned. We're going to talk about how sleeping pills are shrinking people's brains and what you can do about it instead. Shrinking. The research is eye-opening. You're not going to want to miss that one. That's going to be powerful. That's going to change your thinking. Thank you so much for being here today. Thank you for trusting me with your health questions. I read every comment on these videos, every single one, and I love hearing from you. What's been your experience with calcium? Have you made the switch from supplements to food? Tell me in the comments. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the place where we talk about real health information for women over 60. Real science, real results, real life. Science that's backed by research but told in a way that makes sense. So subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week on Radiant After 60.